Stage 2 of the Giro D'Italia took place in the Albanian capital, Tirana. And before things got underway, it was all about recons and getting ready. It was time trial day, the first of 2 time trials, 2 races against the clock at this Giro D'Italia. Would there be a race for the stage and the general classification? We were about to find out. 13.7 kilometres in and around the streets, lots of straights, plenty of 90-degree corners, and a climb just over halfway through. Double-digit gradients up and down Souk. Before the same finish as stage 1, which had seen a sprint of around 30 riders, ending with Mads Pedersen taking the pink jersey. His lead was 4 seconds over Wout van Aert, 10 seconds over most of the GC contenders, but there were other contenders for the stage win, and the man to set the early time was Ethan Hayter. The former British champion, part of the Soudal-QuickStep team, reeling, disappointed and struggling mentally, I'm sure, after Mikel Landa had to leave the race through injury the night before. It was a good time from Hayter, however, trying to put that disappointment to the back of their minds. There's been disappointment in the past for Edoardo Affini, 3 times second in Giro stages. Would today be his day? He was good. He was very good, in fact, setting the best time at the intermediate check when he was riding. He'd then go and convert that into the best time at the finish. 8 seconds quicker than Hayter. The Visma bike man was in the lead. Jay Vine had also been involved in a crash or 2 the day before. But he'd been in fine form this spring. And again, it showed on the time trial bike. Well prepared, well ready for this Giro d'Italia. The crash wasn't affecting him at all. 5 seconds down in the lead and going good compared to Affini. That continued to the finish line, giving everything until the line and snatching the lead by just 3 seconds at over 50 kph. Josh Tarling was one of the pre-race favourites. He was also the second youngest rider in the race. The British champion was on the way for Ineos Grenadiers. At the intermediate check, not his favoured terrain going uphill, he was just 3 seconds off. And he was trying to get every little advantage possible as he used his power to the finish line. That power was good enough to take him over the line in the lead, but again it was tight. All the differences tight all day long. And Josh Tarling leading Jay Vine by 3 seconds. After that, it was the turn of the GC contenders. Juan Ayuso, Primož Roglic, maybe a pink jersey up for grabs, but Mads Pedersen was trying to hold on to that. Ayuso, normally so good at these shorter time trials, was trying to do the same. But he was behind Tarling before he even got to the climb. He was in the ballpark climbing, 6 seconds off fine. It was now time to try and hammer it home. He'd ride well, very, very well, but he was off Tarling. And at the time he finished, provisionally 6th, that would later be bumped down. Matej Vacek, another of the pre-stage favourites, another of the young pretenders, eligible for the white jersey. He had a chance of taking that with a good ride. And it was the top ride at the intermediate check, leading Vine by 2 seconds, trying to bring it home. He would have had Tarling, who was by this time in the hot seat, worried. Right until the final straight as well. But 6 seconds of a deficit, a super ride from the Czech national champion, not good enough to win. Primož Roglic is the rider in the peloton at the moment with most Grand Tour time trial stage wins. And he was good. Level with Tarling before he got to the climb. 8 stage wins in time trials, this time looking for another. And it looked like it was a possibility as he got to the time check, level with the top time set by Vacek. The Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe man was showing that he'd built up beautifully to this Giro. A race he won 2 years before. He got to the finish, it was tight, but the time went red. Just a second off of Tarling, who was happy to be looking round, even though there are a few more nerves. Wout van Aert had won 2 time trial stages at the Tour de France down the years. Could he do that? He also had the Maglia Rosa dangling in front of him. Just 4 seconds off the pink jersey, an opportunity for him to take it, but it became clear by the time he got to the time check, he wasn't going to do that. It was not Wout van Aert's day, finishing in the end 39 seconds down off the leader Tarling. The Maglia Rosa on the back of a Dane for the first time in the history of the Giro d'Italia. Mads Pedersen was set to honour it and looking for another stage win. Again, a short time trial like this, not beyond the realms of possibility that he could win. And Josh Tarling knew that as the clock hovered, oscillated from green to red. It was nail-biting stuff in the hot seat. And with a deficit to Primož Roglič at the intermediate check of 10 seconds, exactly the gap he needed to hold if he was to keep the pink jersey, it was going to be tight. It came to the finish. Josh Tarling won the stage. Mads Pedersen just about had his heart broken, and despite quite the fight, would lose the pink jersey. Primož Roglič taking it, and Josh Tarling celebrating a first ever Grand Tour stage win. Quite the moment for the man who once stood with his parents on the Champs-Élysées at the end of the tour, and then welcome home Geraint Thomas to Cardiff as a winner of a Grand Tour for Wales. What a day for the Ineos Grenadiers, the British champion, and for the man from Aberavon in Wales, Josh Tarling. A huge moment for him, and at just 21 years of age. It was a second victory over a brilliant Primož Roglič. Jay Vine in quite the form as well in third place. Affini with another near miss. Vacek in fifth. That's good enough to put him into the white jersey. But into the stage winning position, Josh Tarling. At his age and with his talent, he's better get used to this. What about the pink jersey? Well, Primož Roglič is in charge. Mads Pedersen trails by just a single second, so could yet get it back. Vacek in third with McNulty up there, Ayuso as well. Roglič then starting the Giro perfectly. I'm sure he'll want to try and give the pink away if he can. Maybe at one of those intermediate sprints. And there is one coming up between Vlora and Vlora on the final third stage in Albania. This is a difficult one though. The intermediate sprint with bonus seconds, that comes between the two classified climbs. In Himare, before a very difficult climb at this stage in the Giro, Chafa e Logarasa. The Logara Pass will be a big one before a flat final 30 k's or so to the finish in Vlora. The Giro's visit to Albania will end, I'm sure, with another blockbuster stage you can see on TNT Sports Discovery Plus, or if you're in the US,